Hello and welcome to this week's segment of IOA, Inspiring Others to Action. This week's episode is brought to you by Spirit Fans, reminding you that air is always there just like God. And don't forget to trust our reliability just like you can trust God. Also, make sure that you take notes this week. We have our beautiful model, Miss Emery, up on the screen. And hit the subscribe button so you get new videos whenever they are posted. This week in Inspiring Others to Action, we are going to celebrate some of our own from Centerpoint Church and also some people that are strangers to us. So first up we have 5-year-old Jude and 6-year-old Jedidiah from Centerpoint, our very own church, who decided to help their parents do laundry this week.
Woo!
Kids at home, there's a good idea for you.
Next we have 7-year-old Willow and 4-year-old Wynn from Centerpoint Church.
Woo!
And they made cards for their neighbors to hand out to all of their neighbors. They drew pictures and made their very own cards.
Next, from outside Centerpoint Church, we have substitute teacher Lindsay Anderson, who took her kids to deliver meals around her neighborhood to students whose parents had to go into work during the day and didn't have anyone to make lunch for them. That is amazing.
Next we have actress and model Gisele Bundchen, from Brazil, who had her 2 kids make posters to help raise money for organizations who are helping people during the quarantine.
Lastly, something that I am pretty good at, we had 2 boys from Centerpoint Church, 6-year-old Micah and 8-year-old Jude, donate over $100 to BGMC, Boys and Girls Missionary Challenge. And that money is going to actually go toward a really cool cause that BGMC is partnering with right now, and that is to serve 10 million meals to kids around the world during the crisis. Now, as we've looked at 5 families that did something that was very inspiring, it's time for us to take action. I mean, it is the name of this segment, right? Inspiring others to action. So what are you going to do this week for someone else? Think about your neighbors, your family, your friends, your classmates, your teachers. Who could you do something kind for? And as a way to remind yourself, get a Band-Aid and write a word for whatever you decide that will remind you, whenever you look at it, to do that act of kindness. And then when you have done that act of kindness, take the Band-Aid off to celebrate. Another sponsor of this segment is Serve Tennis Rackets, serving others on the court like you were made to serve others off the court.
See, Pastor Brandon, sometimes scaring people can be fun.
Sure, yeah.
So fun. Speaking of fun, we're about to have some fun scaring you.
That doesn't sound fun. What?
It's our Taste Buds Challenge.
Taste Buds Challenge? That doesn't sound like it would be scary or anything.
Well, first we're going to blindfold you.
Okay.
And then I'm going to feed you different foods.
Sounds good. I'm not afraid of the dark, so no worries.
You may like these foods, you may not.
Okay.
We're about to find out.
So how's it a challenge?
You're going to have to guess what it is.
Oh, okay. I'm good at that. Yum, 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 yum.
Are you ready?
They don't call me the human garbage disposal for nothing.
Okay, I'm going to show everyone what it is, and then I'm going to give you a taste.
This is going to be good stuff, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Here is number 1.
I trust you, Hannah. Pastor Hannah.
It would help if I had it opened beforehand, but here we go. You ready?
This is as live as it gets.
He has no clue what these are.
Do I need a trash can, Pastor Hannah?
Here we go. Number 1.
Oh my gosh.
Open.
Oh! Ah! It's so, I need water. No, I'm good. Oh, no, I need, no, I'm good. Oh, that's what I imagine mustard tastes like?
Yep. Don't you just love mustard?
No, I've never liked the smell, and now I know I don't like the taste.
Oh, well.
But I guessed it right. I guessed it right.
You were correct. Are you
I
ready
hear
for
a
number
can
2?
opening. This better not be sardines, or I will throw up on you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm afraid. I'm so
ready?
afraid now.
Open up.
No. Oh! That's ocean water.
No.
That is ocean water.
No. You're very close, though.
Is that boiled peanut water?
Yes.
Boiled peanut water is worse than boiled peanuts. Oh, no.
All right, you ready for the next one?
No, I'm not. I'm not ready.
You might like this one.
Okay. That's promising.
Okay, ready?
Open
Open your mouth.
Oh, there's a mushroom.
Yeah.
Mushrooms are the worst. Oh, that texture. I feel sick. I feel sick.
Well, get ready for the next one.
No. What does that mean? If that was bad, what does the next one mean?
Are you ready?
No, I'm not ready. Oh, goodness.
Okay. Open up.
That's good.
Ew! If you like that one,
What is that? That's good.
You don't know?
No. Is it tuna?
Nope.
Spam?
I'm not exactly sure
Dog
what's
food?
in it. It's called potted meat.
It's good. That wasn't bad at all.
All right,
It kind of
last one.
tasted like a mix between ham and tuna.
Last one.
Okay.
You sure you're ready for this?
I'm sure I'm not ready for this. Am I going to throw up? That's my only question.
It's very possible.
Oh, no.
Are you scared?
I'm very scared. I don't want to
Fear in
throw
your
up
heart?
on camera.
All right,
That'd be
here we go.
Embarrassing.
Open.
No.
Open.
Oh. It's peanut butter.
There you go.
You got me very scared.
I thought I would give you something good at the end.
I was
Get rid
very
of all the
worried
bad
about
taste.
sardines and anchovies, and maybe you doing olives or something. But that's a good end. It's a good one to end on.
Fist pound. There.
Cow. Am I allowed to take my mask off now?
Yes.
All right.
This game was brought to you by Love Chocolate. You will never stop loving Love Chocolate, just like God will never stop loving you.
Welcome to our next segment, Fear Busters. Man, fear has never had a cuter face. This segment is brought to you by Image Mirrors, reminding us that anyone who has a reflection is made in the image of God.
So after leading us out of captivity in Egypt, the Lord told Moses to choose a leader from each of the 12 tribes of Israel to spy out the land of Canaan.
Moses told us to find out what this region is like. How many people live here? How strong are they?
From the looks of them, they are immensely strong.
We were to discover if the people live in open towns or walled cities.
We could never conquer that city.
Look at those walls!
The battle is the Lord's.
Moses instructed us to see if the land is good for crops, and find out what kinds of trees grow here. And he also told us to bring back samples of the crops we see.
These figs are amazing.
Caleb! Joshua!
Someone is coming! Hurry! This way! Hide!
A little help? No!
Wait, stop! Never mind. It was nothing.
That was a close one.
You're telling me?
Is everyone all right?
I have had enough.
I cannot live here if we're always going to be in danger of running into one of those giant Anakites.
Yes, that's right. Of course you're right. That's right.
God has promised us this land.
But you have seen the size of these people. We cannot defeat them.
We need to obey the commands the Lord our God has given us and worship him with fear and trembling. The Lord is bringing us here.
We will not go hungry in this land. Wheat and barley fields are everywhere. So are vineyards and orchards.
We only need trust in the Lord. He has promised us this land, so it is he who will defeat any enemy we must face.
I'd rather we wander hungry in the desert than die on this fool's errand.
I agree with Shamua.
Right, it's too dangerous here. We can't stay. Caleb, the giants are huge. Your friends seem like they're deserting you. How can you remain so strong?
It is not about how big the giants are to us, but rather how big they are to God. You're wondering why Joshua and I don't go along with the others. We only need obey God, not the group.
Man, most of those spies had trouble trusting in God just because they were afraid. But I am glad for people like Joshua and Caleb who stuck it out, who trusted in God, who believed that he could do anything even though they were terrified. So this is the question that I want us to talk about. What is something you did even though you were afraid?
Well, I've done many things because I'm afraid a lot. One of the biggest ones is probably when we lived in South Korea and we found out we were having a baby. I really wanted to come back to the States because I was very scared of having a baby in another country where I did not speak the language. But after praying, we felt like God was telling us to stay, and we did. And we stayed and had Emery in South Korea, despite being afraid. And everything worked out much better than we could have ever hoped for.
Indeed. I jumped off a 40-foot cliff into a brown, muddy river, having no idea if there was anything under the surface that was going to break my body in half.
And I do not recommend this ever.
Yes, do not try this at home, kids. But what you said and what the spies went through reminds me of something that Jesus said from John 16:33. He said, "In the world you'll have trouble, but be courageous. I've overcome the world." And that's something that has really helped me many times, especially in some times like in Korea when I was afraid with you. But we felt like God told us to stay. So even though we were afraid, we took courage knowing that he had full control. Well, let's end on a fun question, Pastor Hannah.
All
What
right.
is your favorite example of courage in a movie?
Well, mine would have to be my Disney counterpart, Rapunzel, in the movie
is
Tangled.
that your counterpart?
She is. I am Rapunzel, and Rapunzel is me. But in the movie Tangled, she was very scared to leave her tower, but she had courage and did it anyways because she wanted to see what else was out there in the world. And so she even has, sometimes I have an internal battle with myself, and she has it out loud where she's like, this is a good idea. This is not a good idea. I should be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this. And goes back and forth. And sometimes I do that. But she still had courage, and she braved on.
I would have to say that my favorite example of courage in a movie is Rocky IV, when Rocky fights Drago after Drago had just killed Rocky's best friend. I'm not going to say who wins the fight because I don't want to spoil it. Welcome to our next segment. Joining me, I have a special guest, Emery. And this segment is brought to you by Good News Megaphones. You don't need a megaphone to share the good news, but it certainly helps. Here is the question: what is the good news of salvation? It's how you're saved, right? So how? Saved from what?
Satan.
Saved from Satan and what else? We don't have to what? It's how you're saved from Satan and death, right? Because we get to have a home in heaven forever. So how does it work? So God sent Jesus to this world, right? And he died so that we don't have to, right? And because he lived a perfect life and died and defeated death, we don't have to be perfect to have a home in heaven, right? What do we have to do?
We have to follow God.
That's true. So we use 3 letters to help us know how to make a decision to follow God. What are the 3 letters we use?
A, B, C.
A, B, C. A stands for?
Admit.
Admit what? 2 things. I'm not.
Perfect, and I need help.
And I need help. Believe 2 things. Believe
God what he said he was.
Believe Jesus is King. And that he has the power to save us. And choose what?
And choose to follow God today and for the rest of your life.
Today and every day for the rest of your life. Alright, so if you're at home right now and you want to accept the good news to be saved from death, if you want to have a home in heaven, say this prayer with me. And if you've already decided to make... What's that?
I've got to film this.
Yeah. And if you have already decided to make your home in heaven, I want you to say this prayer with me, just so you can practice and know how to tell others or teach others this prayer. All right, let's close our eyes and bow our heads. Dear Jesus,
Dear Jesus,
I admit I'm not perfect.
I'm not perfect.
And I admit I need help. I believe that you are King. And I believe you have the power to save me, Jesus. I choose to follow you today. And I choose to follow you for the rest of my life. Amen. Thank you, Miss Emery. All right, if you just prayed that prayer for the first time, I want you to pause this video and tell someone who loves Jesus, because they will want to celebrate with you. It could be a parent, it could be a grandparent, it could be a friend. Whoever you know that is following Jesus and loves Jesus, go tell them right now, because they're going to be so excited with you and they're going to want to celebrate with you. All right, thank you so much for being with us on this week's episode. Say bye. Bye, everyone. We miss you.